Good morning and welcome to Marketing Monday. My name is Colette. I am a content manager and graphic designer at Razor. And today I'm going to be sharing with you 15 tips and tricks for designing in Canva. Most, if not almost all, of these tips and tricks, they do require Canva Pro, but I will provide a link in the comments after this live where you can try out Canva Pro for free for 30 days. Canva is a design software which you can create business cards, logos, graphics for social media, presentations, heaps and heaps of awesome graphical elements. Right, so let's get into it. Just navigate to Google and head to canva.com and log into your account. If you don't have one, now's a great time to sign up. So, first one is how to add a drop shadow to some text. First, you want to go to Effects, Shadow. Here you can play around with the offset of the shadow, the direction, the transparency, and the blur. You can also play around with the color. Down here you'll see there's a few other different text effects you can play around with. There's hollow, so it's a good way to create outline of text, and you can increase or decrease the thickness of the stroke. There is splice, which is kind of like an outline, and then you can add color to the inside of it and offset it, like so. Next one is echo, kind of similar to adding a shadow. There's a glitch effect. You can play around with the offset again, the direction, and of course the colors, just down here. Next one is neon. So it's like to add like a glow. And background. This one I haven't played around with much, but it's a good way to highlight text. Playing around with it, you can play with transparency. Of course, you can change the color, the roundness, and how big it is. Transparency. The other tool in here I just wanted to quickly show you was curve. I'm just going to turn off the background effect that's on it right now. This is to put text around a circle. You might want to change text. Your text here. It's going to create that curve. Scrolling down. The next one is moving elements with arrow keys. So using your arrow keys, you can obviously move these up, to the right, down, and left. But doing so, it's quite slow. It's only moving at about a pixel each time. You can, of course, select and drag to move around, which makes it obviously a whole lot quicker. Let's pop that back where it was. You can obviously do this with any element on your canvas. So arrow keys or just click and dragging, which is much faster. Next one is adding a gradient to the background. So we want to come over to elements, type in gradient, and we're just going to take this square one here. just going to resize it, just using those corner scale keys. And then we're going to come up here and we're going to put in a navy, a green, and a blue. So that's just an easy way to create a gradient. If you go back, there probably is an option here. This one is just for two colors, and we'll just change it to blue to a dark blue. And that's how to make a gradient. Duplicating elements. So this is if you want to create, say you wanted to create another speech bubble, you could hold down the Command key and push Command C and then Command V, which is essentially copy and paste. I believe on a PC that would be a Control C and a Control V to paste. So Control C to copy, Control V to paste. There are multiple ways to duplicate elements. You could hold down the Option key and holding down Shift, you're pulling one across to the right. You can just resize it as you wish. Of course, you can also go copy. That's a right click copy and right click paste. So then it's just another way of adding them. There's multiple ways of adding extra elements. It's the same with any element here. Or Apple C, Command C, Apple V. Cool. Fastest way to add text. So you can just add text coming over to the toolbar here on the left and go add a heading, and this is brought in from your brain kit. But there is even a faster way to do it than this. I'm just going to delete that. Selecting the canvas, I'm just going to push T on my keyboard, and there you have it, a text box. Scrolling down, brain kit, this kind of links into adding text quickly. I have covered the brain kit in my previous Marketing Monday, so I would recommend if you don't know how to set this up, but setting up your brain kit with your fonts, your colors, and your logo, this will make adding text a whole lot easier as well. Because every time you pull it in from here, from your brain kit, you will be using the right font every time. So I would highly recommend setting up your brain kit. Just a reminder, the brain kit is a Canva Pro only feature. Okay, next tip, alignment. So say I would like this piece of text centered to the canvas. I've just gone up to position and I've hit center. This text box is already centered, so I don't have to worry about that one. Another way that you can play around with alignment is selecting the subheading, holding down Shift and holding the heading, hit position, and say you want them to be both left aligned, go up to position, hit left, or you can make it right, whatever positioning you require. Another tip or trick for alignment is going up to File and going Show Rulers. This will add rulers to your canvas. You can then pull out guides. This is another way to align text or photos or graphical elements. I'm just going to add a guide there, and then I can just grab my text box and pull it across, and now they're both aligned to this guide here. Okay, adding elements faster. I'm just going to turn off the guides. Going into uploads, you can upload your media through this text box here. Or another easy way to just add any elements is to just drag and drop. Let's just put a screenshot that I've saved from my desktop into the file, ready to use. It is just a slightly quicker way to work, or you can of course always use the upload media tool in the toolbar to the left here. Adding animation. For this I'm just going to add some text. I'm just going to select the text, hit animate, and you can see there's a bunch of different animations in here that you can use. I'm just going to hit typewriter. Once your file is ready for download and you're happy with the animation, just make sure you download it as an MP4 video. Zooming in and out. I'm just going to grab something from the templates. There we go. So your file may be really zoomed out and you can't see what's going on the canvas. So an easy way is just in the right corner down here is using the zoom tool, or on a Mac, Command plus to zoom in or Command minus to zoom out. This is another popular tool, how to remove image from a background. So say we want to get rid of this grey image in the background because we would like this to have a green background. Selecting the image, just go up to Edit Image, Background Remover, and this will work to remove the background. Hit Apply. So now you have an image with no background. Next up is frames. In Elements, I want you to search for frames. I'm just going to grab the circle frame. There's heaps to choose from, however. And then under Elements, I'm just going to find a photo that I'm going to add into this frame. I'm just going to search for people. Just drag it across into that circle. So most of the time the image may not be within the frame how you want it to be. So you're just going to 2 times click the frame, and then you can just drag across how you would like the image to be cropped. And of course, using the toggles, you can resize or make smaller. And then to get out of that, just 2 times click. And there you go, that's frames. Arranging layers. You might have multiple layers in a file, and it's not really how you would like them to be arranged. So just an easy, quick way to do this is just right click, send to back, or right click, bring to front, just depending on how you would like all those layers to be arranged. You can just play around with it just to get it how you would like it to look. Copying from another design. Say you want to take elements from another design that you have worked on. I've just got this Marketing Monday one open in another file, window, sorry. And then I'm just going to select all the elements that I want to bring across. I'm going to Command Copy or Control Copy, and then come back to my canvas and Command V or Control V. So that's just copied and pasted all of the elements that I wanted to bring across for this canvas. And my last tip is how to import a PDF. So I'm just going to go to Home, create a design, import file. And this is a PDF I've just got saved, my branding guidelines on my desktop. This is going to upload the file. It can take quite a while just depending on how much is in the file or how large the file is. This is a new feature which Canva is still testing, so they're currently asking for feedback. which will pop up when you open up the file. So they are improving this feature as it is relatively new. Sometimes you might notice like some text has moved out of place, or the font size has changed, or one of the images looks a bit strange. However, this, generally speaking, it is a great tool to use as a PDF, unless you have an like an editable PDF software like Adobe Illustrator, for example. That would be the only way to edit a locked PDF. So having this feature is a huge help, and of course you can now change text size, font, color, add in photos. You can essentially edit the whole file how you would like to. So that brings our session to an end, and I hope that you've learned something new from these tips or tricks. Don't forget, you can trial Canva Pro for free for 30 days. I will put that link down into the comments after this live. This will be the last Marketing Monday for 2021. We will be back on January 10th in 2022. Catch you then.